I apologize. Okay, it's recording now. Okay. Hello, everybody. Take two. This is Arlene coming in from Vancouver. I'm just starting this call for the nurses of Monat. This is a very, very cool call because we're trying to build the credibility of Monat. And for any, if you have any questions at the end of this, please go back to the person who referred you to this call. So let's just get back right into it. A reason why I like the nurses so much is because, for one, they're the most giving people I know, truly, and they just give like crazy. And I really am excited to hear their story. So from their science background and giving credibility to this company, it's just really awesome. So I gotta just let you guys go ahead. So Kim, go for it. And thank you all for being part of this.
Hey guys, thanks Arlene for inviting me to be a part of this. My name is Kim Powell. I'm an associate market mentor with Monat. I've been with the company now for 1.5 years. And like she said, we as nurses, we're caring. We love helping others and educating others. So Monat just goes hand in hand with that, actually. My background as a nurse is I was a nurse for over 10 years. And once my husband and I decided to start a family, we knew that we didn't want someone else raising our kids. So that's when I became a stay-at-home mom. And you fast forward till the present time to where my kids are older. My oldest is 11 now. And it's time for me to go back into the workforce. And I did not want to be a nurse. I still had that passion to help others and to educate others, but I didn't want those 12-hour shifts. I didn't want to miss holidays with my kids. Most of the nurses on here can vouch for this, but as a nurse, you're overworked and underappreciated. There's always those nurses that will put the 50% in, and then there's those of us that will put 110% in. We take care of our patients, their patients, and we sit back and we look around, we're like, they're probably getting paid the same amount as I am or more, and I am leaving here exhausted and they're leaving here taking 15 breaks. And I just remember too, as a nurse, just not being able to take vacations. And I did not want to miss those things with my family. It's really hard to get off unless you're the highest on the totem pole. You guys know that, right? So, so with Monat, what's happened, it's been able to give me that flexibility that I need. It's provided me to be able to fulfill that passion of educating others and sharing an amazing product line that is safe for their families. And I'm still able to do that and put my family first. So that's one of the awesome things about Monat. Before Monat, I just felt like I needed to provide more for my family. As a stay-at-home mom, I didn't feel like I guess I just wanted to be able to bring some money home too. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I just had that passion in me to do more than just being a stay-at-home mom, and Monat has provided that for me. I found that there's so many people out there that has hair loss that I never knew had it before. It's like the best kept secret is what I say. And now that we are able to provide a hope for people with hair loss, I hear about it all the time now. I mean, they're coming out of the woodworks. It's just so crazy. All the people out there that are looking for a product and they've never been able to find anything. I was skeptical before I joined because I had no health or hair care experience whatsoever. I thought, how am I going to sell shampoo? My daughter is a tomboy. She won't even let me braid her hair. And what I learned after joining is Monat provides everything that we need. They provide all the tools that we need. We have this cheat sheet, is what I call it. It's the Dare to Succeed. It's a 2-page form that we read off of. I mean, it's so simple, it's stupid. So we're able to read a form and share everything anybody wants to know about the company and, provide that information to them without having to memorize everything before we join. So, if you guys are nurses out there and you're skeptical like we all were, just sit there and think about all the people that that has hair loss, that has went through chemotherapy, that has alopecia, that has, autoimmune disorders and hair loss that you could bless. As a nurse, I look at it to where if I don't share this, I'm being selfish with others, because so many people out there do not know that there's hope for them. So if you're looking at this being skeptical, just know you have got so many people like at your feet that you deal with every day that you could bless with this opportunity with these products, and know that you don't have to know everything. Our products have been clinically proven to work, and I'll let some of the other ladies go over that with you when they're sharing their stories. But this has just changed my life. Yesterday, I did a play date at Monat. My kids played. I shared Monat with moms. And so I'm literally able to enjoy my kids all summer and work my business with them right beside me. I have a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old. So that's my story, and I hope this has helped some of you guys watching this today.
That is so awesome, Kim. Like, it's being able to stay at home as a former nurse and having that respect and stuff, and then going back to the single mom thing and feeling like you're not contributing, like, and now you're just overflowing with that. It's just really awesome. The next person is Jillian. Jillian, where are you, Jillian? Here you go. Thank you for joining, Jillian. And thank you for that, Kim.
My name, thank you, Arlene, again for inviting all of us to be on this call. My name is Jillian Ebos, and I've been with Monat a little over 15 months now. I've been a registered nurse for almost 7 years. I work at a level 1 trauma center, so I've busted my butt for the last 7 years. 12-hour shifts, 3 and 4 shifts a week, weekends, holidays, missed baseball games. I mean, all of us can sing the same tune as far as that's concerned. We've missed a lot of events, whether it's kids stuff, family stuff, or just being at home with your family and being able to cook dinner for them and be around. I was always a big skeptic as far as network marketing goes. I didn't really know what it was about, but we all do it. Every one of us is a network marketer every day, whether you realize it or not. And once I kind of figured that out, I'm like, well, shoot, I love these products. Why am I not sharing these with other people? So the biggest thing with me with Monat is that I felt like I needed something else. I love being a nurse. I still love being a nurse, but I just had that feeling like I need something else that's for me. I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm going to work, coming home, sleeping all day, going back to work. And it was just this endless cycle that I couldn't quite pull myself out of. Like I said, I was working full-time hours, 36 to 44 hours a week, which, that's a normal thing, but I just always was exhausted, and I never felt like I could give what I wanted to my family, and I wanted to be around more. Like I said, I've been with Monat about 15 months, and last summer, so last August, I was able to go part-time because Monat supplemented that income enough to where I was able to go down to working 2 shifts a week. Sometimes I work 3 if we don't have much going on as a family. And that was just such a huge blessing. And, my goal is to hopefully retire myself into my business. I know we talked about that a lot at convention this year. You're not retiring, but you're retiring from what you were doing into your business. My life before Monat, I've kind of went over that, but what I found being a part of Monat is it's a wonderful sisterhood. Everyone in here has something different to give, something unique to share with others, whether it's a science background like us, the giving personalities, but everybody is in it for everybody else. All of us want every Monat sister to succeed. And what I would say to a skeptic is don't count this business out. You may think that it's too expensive, or I can't sell this to anybody. Who's going to want to listen to me? Who's going to want to listen to me talk about shampoo? But, just like Kim said, there are so many people that you can touch with these products. It's crazy. It kind of catches like wildfire. And I feel so blessed to be a part of this company. And I look forward to the future and possibly not having to go back into work and be away from my family for 13 and 14 hours at a time. So I think that's about all that I wanted to share. I did think I forgot to share my rank, which I'm a market builder with Monat. But that's all I have to share at this time. So thank you again for inviting me to be part of this call.
Oh, really? That's awesome. I was going to ask you a really quick question though. Like, you know, when you guys, because you guys are all nurses and stuff, and I'm not a nurse, I'm a college dropout, hairdresser though. But I find with nurses or people that are science background, they always want to know the details and the science and all this stuff, and they're do they really have to know that, or is it truly possible it could be a job that you really don't have to know it all? And how do you not have to know it all?
That's so true. I think the really cool thing with me, and I'm sure all of you can kind of agree with me on that, is that Monat didn't do any of the testing themselves. They weren't in the, making thing look just the way they wanted it to look to make the product, more popular, or it works so great. But we paid for third-party testing, which that's huge. As a research and a science background, when you have outside companies actually doing the testing on your products, and they are saying, and they have no skin in the game, and they're saying that these products are going to do X, Y, and Z, I can tell my potential clients and potential business partners that these products are going to do what they say they're going to do. And I recently had someone tell me that, like, they didn't really believe that Monat was going to do what I said that the products were going to do, and they did. So I think that's reassuring to me that what I say is actually going to happen. And so there's
like your word is your word. It actually is part of, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a proven product.
Love. I mean, the science background, because I know the nurses are really intense. You guys are really intense. So to kind of get a bunch of you and actually have the public, this is really real, people. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jillian. The next person who's going to speak actually is, where the heck is she? Melissa. Melissa, are you ready to speak?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. And thank you, Jillian. The reason why Melissa's up is she is a managing market partner, correct?
Yes.
First level of achievement in the company. So if you could share your experience, that'd be wicked.
Yes. My name is Melissa Porter. I've been a nurse since 2014. I was a stay-at-home mom a majority of my life. So at 37 to 38, I decided to go to nursing school. And I'm a home health nurse. So right now I'm actually working. I'm taking a lunch break right now. But yes, I am a managing market partner, which is the first level. I'm a newbie. I've only been with the company for 3 months. And I got into the company because a friend of mine who is now a managing market mentor, Jennifer Wardlaw, we've been friends for about 7 years, and she told me about the business about 9 months ago. And I was like, no, I'm scared of direct sales. I'm not a salesperson. I'm just a nurse. And then I just noticed she was just sharing things, it wasn't really sales. So I kept watching and I wish I would have joined when she asked me to. But I mean, all I do is share what this product has done for my family, my husband, and a friend of mine has just gone through chemo, and she's using the products, and her hair's growing back so fast, and it's just incredible. But before I joined Monat, like I said, I was a stay-at-home mom for a while, and I decided I'd always wanted to be a nurse, but my kids were my first priority, so I stayed at home with them until they were old enough to go to school, and then I decided to follow my dream as a nurse. And I just felt like I was working, and we were still living paycheck to paycheck, even though I'm getting paid, I guess because you live beyond your means or whatever. But I knew that I needed something else. I was seeing patients every day that are in their 80s, 90s years, and they worked hard their whole life, and they have nothing. A lot of them have nothing to show for it because they didn't get retirement. They didn't have savings. They didn't have the things that I wasn't going to have just being a nurse. So now that what I found about Monat is everybody is so incredibly helpful. You don't have to have a sales background. You don't have to have a science background. You don't have to have you can come from any background and do this business, because the training is incredible. The support you get from everyone is incredible. I mean, just the Market Partner Training Academy that you get to go through teaches you so much. But then the ladies that we work with every day, they're always helping. If you have a question, you have so many people to go to. And it's not like, no, this is my business. They're like, sure, what do you need? And it's just, you can do anything and be in this business. That's what I've learned the most. I always say I am not a salesperson because I am a nurse, but I'm a shares woman, not a saleswoman. Because all I do is just share what this product has done for everybody else, what it's doing for not only their hair, but for their families income wise. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just incredible. And what I would say to skeptics is you can't go through life being skeptical about everything, because whether you do something about your life right now or not, later on, I would rather be able to say, that didn't work out, than, oh, why didn't I try that? Because it's not going to hurt anything by giving something a try. You're not wasting anything. This company, I've said this in one of my videos before, this company is going to blow up with or without you. And I'd rather it be with me. So that's it.
I love it. Yeah, like basically you're talking about not living with regret. Like better to try it than to not do anything and just stay in the comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
I had a quick question to ask you. So you were saying you were scared of network marketing. What were you actually scared of?
Because, I mean, you've heard there's so many bad things that are out there that you've heard of. Like what? Like it's a scam, that it's,
pyramid shaped?
Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme, and you can't listen to skeptics. You have to do your own research and figure it out for yourself.
So there are some good ones, is what you're saying out there.
Yes, there are some bad ones, but there are, majority of them are good, and they're just hardworking people that don't want to have to ask for vacation time. They don't want to ask to have to leave to go get their sick kid. They want to be able to do things on their own, and this kind of business helps you do that. Having a job is a pyramid scheme. You're working, the CEO is the top and you're the bottom.
Say it like it is, sister.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Thank you so much for articulating that. It's really, really good when you talk about the abundant mindset and everything in this group. Thank you again. The next person that we have is quite a rock star, because I know her personally. Her name is Melanie Diebold. Diebold? Hold on. Unmute you. Melanie? Diebold.
That's okay. Everybody says Diebold.
Sorry, it's kind of spelled Diebold. Okay, go for it, Melanie.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Arlene, for having me on today. Super pumped to be a part of this call. So yeah, just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, my name is Melanie. I'm from Calgary. I've been with Monat for a year and 3 months. I'm a managing market mentor. Still kind of feels crazy to say that.
Awesome.
And I've been a nurse I'm pretty new actually, only about 6 years. I have a background in acute care, so surgical, medical nursing, as well as in the clinic setting as well. Monat came into my life actually when I was on maternity leave with my last baby. It wasn't really something that I was looking for whatsoever. But I knew that after I had my kids, and I guess I didn't really think about this before I went into nursing, about the shift work and the weekends and all of that was going to be going into that. But once I had my kids, I was kind of like, I don't really want to have to leave them to go and work an evening shift. I don't really want to work the weekends and miss that fun time with them, hanging out as a family. So I don't know why I didn't think about that when you have kids, but everybody knows that changes once you have kids. So this kind of fell into my lap right at the perfect time. I was, my son was about 4 months old, and my friend Jen approached me about this hair care product. And at the time I was going through some really bad postpartum hair loss, and I had tried everything out there, and obviously nothing had worked. So I decided to give this Monat stuff a shot. And lo and behold, within 2 weeks of trying the product, I signed up as a VIP customer first. It completely changed my hair. Can't even tell you what it did for my hair. I've got really unruly, dry, unmanageable hair that just frizzes. And it completely changed it. I stopped losing all that hair, and it just did absolute wonders for me. So of course, once I found that the products actually, did what they said they were going to do, I started kind of thinking more about the business and how this might be a good opportunity for me to possibly cut back on my nursing hours after, my maternity leave was done and I have to go back to work. And so I kind of talked more to Jen about it, and I knew that she was doing really, really well in the business. And I figured, you know what? If she can do this, she's a stay-at-home mom of 3 as well. If she can do it, then why can't I? So I signed up, decided to give it a shot, and a year and 2 months in now, and everything has changed for me. Now I'm back at work. Right now, I work in a clinic setting, but I only work maybe 1 or 2 times a month, and I'm not stressed about having that money coming into me anymore, because by the time I went back to work as a nurse, my Monat business was established and I had a steady stream of income coming in. So, everything has changed for me now. I don't have to worry about working those, that shift work, putting in nights. Before I had kids, I was working 7 nights in a row at some points, and it was terrible. Everybody knows how night shifts are and how you just don't even feel like yourself after you come off nights. So now, I get to spend more time with my kids at home. We get to do all the fun things that I've always wanted to do with them. And really that whole income cloud that was hanging over me about how I'm going to pay off my debts, how we're ever going to be able to afford going on family vacations, that's all gone. So for me, that's a really, really huge deal, because we were basically living off, we were a 1-income household, basically living off my husband's income. So this has really been a huge game changer for myself and my family. What I'd say to the skeptics out there, because I was one. I was a total direct sales skeptic. When my friend approached me about it, I was like, no, I'm not doing direct sales. It's such a pyramid scheme. It's a scam, just like I'm sure a lot of you thought as well. But I would say that, a lot of people say, I don't know many people, or I'm from a small town. Those are just excuses. There's ways that you can work around that. I've managed to build my 95% of my business online. On my phone while I was nursing my son. Literally, I'd sit in my chair, I'd nurse my son, and I'd be on my phone messaging people. So that really is how, simple this business is. You follow the steps that they've given us, you implement it, and you really can take it to a whole new level. You can change your life with this business. And I'm living proof of that, and so are all the other ladies on the call. So yeah, give it a shot. You never know where it's going to take you. You've got nothing to lose, and everything to gain, even great hair. So
that's awesome, Melanie. Hey, Melanie, did you actually say, sorry, I missed it. Did you actually say you paid off your debt?
Yes, I did. I had, when I was on maternity leave, I overspent. I lived beyond my means, like Melissa said, and I racked up a credit card really high, embarrassingly high. And when I was about to go back to work, I knew that I didn't want to go. I was going back casual, and I was like, how am I going to pay off this credit card? There's no way I'm going to be paying this thing off for 25 years. And so I took matters into my own hands. I knew that Monat might be the gateway to get me there, and it might give me the ability to pay off that card. And when I hit when I hit Market Mentor, my income went from here to here, and I was able to pay off my credit card with 1 paycheck. So
holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That actually gives me goosebumps. I don't know about the rest of you guys. That's seriously.
It was a very happy day. And my husband was pretty pumped about it too.
Yeah, is your husband skeptical?
Yeah, he was. He was a big time skeptic. He was the one that pushed me to do it. He was like, it's $125, get the starter kit, try it out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm putting this on my credit card. I'm just putting myself into more debt, but lo and behold, it worked out. I put in the work and it's paying off. So
that's amazing. And I really like how you actually said, like, because you're, it's either the nurses or the single moms. You guys are like, you guys really make it fit into your lifestyle. You guys have no time. So like the fact that you're able to pay off your debt in just over a year for something you thought you could never pay off in 25 is mind-numbingly incredible. It gives me freaking goosebumps. Like so crazy, so crazy. Good job, Melanie. Good job. Melanie. Okay, the next person, thank you so much, sister friend, is actually Janice. Janice. Hello, Janice.
Hello.
Go for it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for inviting me to this call, Arlene, and for putting this together. I've loved to listen to all your other Zoom calls that you have going on. And just a little bit about myself. I am in Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm a mom of 3, a single mom, and work full-time as a nurse.
Wow. Where is she? Oh.
When they launched Canada. Are we still working here?
Yes, you're sort of cutting in and out. Bizarre.
Okay.
I can hear you. Go for it.
Okay, I'll keep going. So anyway, first got going, and I'm kind of, when I'm hearing everybody else's stories, I'm kind of coming at it from a different end. I was not a skeptic because I heard about direct sales when I was 26 years old. And I just thought, why did I not learn this in school about how to create residual income? And I started with a company back then, like I was 25, 26, and I was just afraid of everything. It was big men in suits and whatnot, hotel meetings, and it kind of scared me off. But I loved what everybody else was doing with their income. So fast forward just about 25 years, here I am in the direct sales industry and loving that it's changing my life. I had lots of health challenges as a child, and that carried into my adult years. And so when I found Monat, I was actually looking for something because I was laying in bed, recouping after being in the hospital, crying most days because I was in a situation where I was a single mom. I chose to work half-time when my little guys were growing up. So you can imagine a single mom on a half-time nurse's salary isn't giving you any money in your bank account. I wasn't paying off my mortgage. We weren't going on any fancy holidays, but we were clothed, we were fed, we had great supports. But fast forward to when you're trying to figure out what am I going to do with retirement, it was a very scary situation. And because of my health challenges, working full-time instead of the part-time that they did was actually putting me in adrenal fatigue. My autoimmune issues were like going crazy. And it was, what is my answer? I thought my answer was just work more hours, Janice, pick up the OT, and you can start, you know, getting rid of some of your debt. But my health said, no, you can't do that. So where my first money was going to go was to creating some better health for me, which was cutting back shifts, augmenting with some natural care because my industry of health wasn't getting me any better. So I'm very thankful that did that. So fast forward to now, I've been able to create the income that's replacing my take-home pay from nursing. I am still a full-time nurse, but now it allows me to, you know, give some shifts away if I want to be there for when the kids, and like my kids are 25, 17, and 14. And you know what? They still need mom around. It's not just when they're little that they need their moms. So I'm very thankful that I can do that. And I think what's exciting for me is when I've got team members that are reaching their goals, I'm working with them, mapping out what they want to reach. And that's what's exciting. You take a lot of your own skills that you have from nursing. I mean, we're team builders, right? We all either work individually or team, but at some point you're a team. So you take all those nursing skills that I've had for 25 years and I see where I'm putting them in place, or someone says, gee, Janice, you were so good with your words. Like, how did your head go there? Well, it's the critical thinking that we've had to do day after day. So I can do that with my teammates when they're trying to problem solve, either how are they going to goal set or how are they going to communicate with a potential client. So it's really nice to see those skills being brought over. And where else could you go and replace a nursing income or augment to make it like your two-family income? To me, direct sales is only it. I just had a conversation with a gal the other day, and Her husband's hair is really thinning. He's so stressed out. So to me, he needs to get to the bottom of the stress, but they own 6 different franchise restaurants across BC and in Saskatchewan. And they are crazy, crazy busy. And what's happening with him and his body and his life, but one of their stores in particular that she told me about, after 5 years, isn't even creating any income. So when I did my starter kit of whatever it was, $300 or $400, and I can now, it took me a year to be able to remake my nursing income. Why wouldn't someone give it a try is what I say. And, you know, I probably sat for the first 5 months, not really doing some things. And sometimes I don't even do this as seriously as I should be because my why is huge, right? But I went to a conference in Calgary probably 5 months in. And that really was a game changer for me to say, Janice, step up to the plate and do this. I saw women walking across the stage that were all walks of life. Some were beautiful, some were everyday looking, some were tall, some were skinny, some were fat, some were every visual and every walk. Some were shy, some were so outgoing, some were just really serious, some were super funny. But all those different types of people walked across the stage and they were recognized for their leadership, for where they made ranks. And I just sat there, and that was really the turning point for me that said, if they can do it, so can I. I'm no different than them. It has to come within me and drive me forward. So I really like to get that across to my market partners that I'm working with, that you have to have a belief in yourself, and that comes from personal development. You have to have a belief in the industry, which I certainly had at the age of 25, and you have to have a belief in the company. And when you go to an event, you get that belief in the company. The Ernetta family are amazing. I love the fact that we're a family-owned business. Everything just syncs with my values. So, you know, I just can't say enough of what it's done for me. I don't lay in bed, cry anymore. I wake up happy with this smile. And I don't know if I'm going to retire from nursing. I think I still have a lot of gifts. I've been a pediatric nurse for all these years. And I've got a really, I love the kids. I see that as my vocation. And there's good that I have to bring there every day. I have to shine for these people in sometimes really dark situations. So that'll be decided if I retire fully from nursing or not.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it. But honestly, you're Janice. There's so many things I want to ask you, but like, what I think is really cool about all you guys, or women, powerful women, is you are better nurses, actually. Like you really are well more balanced and able to offer your gift of nursing or giving and doing your job. Exactly what you said. You have the choice to decide. That's so incredible, especially when you hear about the nurses not getting bathroom breaks and lunch breaks, and then you have to deal with the politics and all that other nonsense, right?
Yeah. So when you can go to work now to the job and go because you want to go, not because you have to go, it totally puts you a different frame with all of your colleagues and particularly your patients.
I mean, I'm just going to do a screenshot, but when I look at you, girl, you nurses are some of the best looking nurses I've ever seen. You're all refreshed and bubbly. Your hair looks great. Like, who doesn't want to be a nurse like that, right? If you're in the nursing career, right?
Actually, I've got a lot of my nurses on the product. They all have great hair. They're some of my best clients are my coworkers. So, and yeah, I had a fabulous hair testimony. And, you know, one thing I'll just share, like I woke up this morning to a text from a gentleman. His wife's a customer, and he just said, you know, feel free to share this testimony, but I ran out of shampoo. My wife had some black there, so I've been using it for 2 weeks. He goes, I didn't really think I was balding or thinning. He says, my hair is so thick now in just 2 weeks. So it's just awesome to wake up to that. That isn't stressful. Nursing is very stressful. As pediatrics, we all are dealing with, you know, life and death. So it's just a refreshing part to just rejuvenate your soul.
It's amazing. Oh, you're amazing, Jillian. Oh my goodness. And the one thing I was going to add too is I just watched this video. And you're talking about people thinking that you're crazy, right? But Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was talking about dreaming big, like what you're talking about. Your dreams are so big, and his own parents called a psychiatrist because they thought he was crazy for dreaming that big. So when people actually think you're crazy, that means you're dreaming big. That's good, right? Okay.
And I don't think we're not taught that. We're kept small, so we got to get out of our small box.
So true. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. You're so awesome. The next person I have coming up is actually Lydia. Lydia!
Yep.
Lydia!
Hey!
Go for it, Lydia. Thank you, Jill. Or Janice.
You're welcome.
I think that this group is no exception to what I have found with the Monat family. Just amazing people with cool stories of triumph and overcoming. And that's kind of my heart and why I got started with Monat. So I'm Lydia Peterson. I am a market mentor. I joined Monat in January of this year, January 30, 2017. I've kind of had a rapid rise in rank, which is super blessing. And I am a women's health nurse practitioner. So let me just tell you a little bit about my story before Monat. I have been a nurse for 16 years. And like a lot of nurses, night shift brought on adrenal fatigue and hormone imbalance and thyroid dysfunction. And I was kind of spiraling back in 2008. And I had to quit working full time. And so I worked part-time, and then I stayed home for a couple years and decided I wanted to help women with my sort of problems. So I went back to school to be a women's health nurse practitioner. And in the middle of school, we decided that we were going to grow our family through adoption. And so we kind of pursued this amazing program in Anchorage that matches you with legally free kids from foster care that need a home. And we were thinking 1 or 2, and we ended up with 4 amazing heart babies. We have 2 birth daughters and 4 heart babies. And so I'm in school, and we go from 2 to 6 kids, and this is in 2015. And our family is just kind of like rocketed into this season of expansion in every aspect. My husband got a new contract with the city of Anchorage, and his law firm exploded, and our family is exploding. I'm in school. I'm expanding my career, my knowledge. It's just been a huge season of expansion. So fast forward to the fall of 2016, my clinic is closing. The clinic I work for is closing. And I found out in October, and the clinic closed in December. So I had to make a decision about what I was going to do. I had already decided that I was going to go out to Nome and do a women's health clinic because they have good health care out there, but I just wanted to bring my expertise to women with endocrine dysfunction. And I had already gotten a logo and a business name and a state business license, and you name it, I had it when I found out that this clinic was closing. So I decided that this was about my clinic, a new clinic, and not just this clinic in Nome. So we opened our doors for Restoration Wellness January 9. January 30, my bestie in Alaska, Amy Marino, who's awesome, she came over and said, "I'm washing your hair." It was 9:30 at night. So I have 6 kids. I'm 3 weeks out from opening a medical clinic, something I've never done. And Amy says, "I'm going to wash your hair." I said, "Amy, you're crazy. I don't have time for this. I don't even have time for you to wash my hair." Right?
Dirty.
I don't have time for you to wash my hair. I don't have time for this. But I have a teenager who swims. I said, "Well, come wash their hair. The pool's been kind of hard on her hair. It'll be good." So she comes over and ends up washing all 3 of our hair. I'm sold immediately. And of course, as a nurse, I love that there's independent clinical trials. I mean, we are taught in school that this needs to be evidence-based practice, and where's the evidence to support our interventions and things like that. So I love that there's clinical studies. So I started looking at all the products, and my office taglines, it's restoration wellness, and it's renew, repair, rebuild, rejuvenate, and restore. And so my heart was already at this place of connection with Monat from the first time I saw the products, because as you guys know, those are names on the shampoos and the Rejuva beads and the conditioners.
It's a sign.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer really at that point. And the heart of the family and the company is my heart for women. And so it's just another avenue for me to be able to love on women and help restore their heart and their love for themselves, and to believe in themselves and their health and wellness, and not just a grief or illness. And so that is one of my whys. The other why is to retire my husband and spend time with my kids. You can see I sat here for a reason. This is my family. And
oh my gosh, the army.
Yeah. And I want to spend more time with them. And I am tired of saying what I said to Amy that night on January 30. I don't have time for that. And this season of expansion has kind of been that way. We really had to cut out the fat, and just really focus on what had to get done every day and what was important for the happiness of our family. And so I am tired of saying, I don't have time for that. I want to say, you know what, I have time for that. Let's do it. So that's the other why. So restoring women's health and wellness. And what I think is important for healthcare professionals to know is that this product is independent clinical studies. It's going to do what it says it does. But even though it's evidence-based, and it's going to do what it says it's going to do, there is this mindset, I don't know about Canada, but in America, this Western medicine mindset of let's treat the symptoms. And so what I love about Monat is that it's not treating a symptom. It is cleaning your hair and restoring balance and detoxing your scalp. And it's going literally to the root of the issue and taking care of that. And that's what I do in my clinic. And I can help women with hair loss, and I can help them with hormone imbalance, some of those things that are causing hair loss from the inside out. And that may take 3 to 6 months, but Monat can happen a lot quicker than that, as you guys have seen. And so I love that this is something different. It's not mainstream medical, and women are having results. And I found in my practice that there's a lot of homeopathic treatments that work. There's a lot of nutritional medicine that works. And I think that's the mindset that we have to kind of conquer with people in the medical field, is that it doesn't have to come, straight from the pharmaceuticals to be effective.
Such a good point. Like, we're like the naturopaths of the hair world.
Yeah, that's true.
But the Bentleys, I like to add we're the Bentleys of the hair world. We don't advertise, right?
That's good.
It's true. I love that you're going to retire your hubby. Can I ask you one more question about your story? Did you say that all the medical conditions, like the adrenal thyroid dysfunction, endocrine dysfunction, that was caused from nursing?
Well, I worked night shift for 11 years, and several of those years I worked 5 to 6 night shifts a week, 12-hour shifts. So, and then I had babies at home, so of course I stayed up half the day. So I was getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep.
So it really, nursing did make you sick.
Shift work can cause all of that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is seriously incredible. When you guys are the ones taking care of everybody, and yet the system is basically just destroying the nurses. It's unbelievable. So it's just so incredible that you've been able to tap into this and make it work for your business. I mean, your story is incredible. I love the words and stuff, the repair, restore.
It's wild. And the timing, I mean, it's just continued to expand. And so this season of expansion is no different with Monat for us. I mean, it's just what we're walking in right now. And I mean, I went from January 30 to the end of May and hit MM.
Yeah. If for other people who don't know what that means, that is the Cadillac level. Rock and roll, sister. And
I also have one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
I am crazy busy. I have so much going on. And yes, you have to work the business. And yes, you have to follow the steps laid out for you. But I am really busy with the rest of my life. I did not spend hours every day doing this. You work the business, you follow the steps, and it will work. And it will work. And you'll be just kind of shaking your head and looking at your team like, whoa, we jumped up 80, in my downline in the week, right? And so, I mean, it's crazy how fast it will explode for you. Just follow the steps. The busy excuse is, again, it's just an excuse because I have a lot going on. And yes, I'm driven. I am a very driven person. But I have a lot of faith. And I think that what you set your mind to and what you believe is possible is what you're going to achieve.
I think you hit the nail on the head, right? This is one of the things people make the excuses. We all sell the same product.
Yeah.
We are salespeople. I hate to reality.
Yeah.
We all sell the same stuff. So really, it's in between your head, like you say. It's a mindset for sure. Like
right.
You're. I mean, when you look at you and you hear your story, you look at the picture of your army and stuff. It's really unbelievable that you really have it. Seemingly, you're on track.
Yeah.
Dreams.
It's kind of nuts.
It's awesome. Oh. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing those gems and jewels.
Thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
The last person we have speaking, the closer, is Jessica Snowden. Jessica Snowden.
Hello.
Wonderful. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Arlene, for having me on here. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today. One of my passionate things I get to talk about is this amazing company and just what it's done in my life. So my name is Jessica Snowden. Like she said, I actually am an associate executive director with Monat, which is crazy. That's a pretty big deal in Monat land. I've been with Monat for 32 months, so almost 3 years from the very beginning. And so I actually have seen all things come to Monat. So it's really, really awesome to kind of watch this company grow to where it was and where it is going. It's amazing. I actually was a cardio nurse, a labor and delivery nurse, and public health nurse. Was a nurse for 11 years. And I absolutely love nursing. The only thing the things I didn't like about nursing was the fact that I had to drive 1 hour one way. I drove an hour home. I worked 60 hours in a clinic for a cardio doctor. Felt like I was always at work. Never felt like I was ever at home. Just like some of them have said, you just feel like you are repeating the same day over and over. Kind of like the movie Groundhog Day. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that's how you feel. There just may be different patients within that. And so I wanted out. I really did. I love nursing for the fact that I get to care for people. I help people at their worst and at their best in nursing. That's one of the things I love about it. And guess what I get to do with Monat? I get to help people at their worst and at their best. It's really awesome. And so that's one of the things I've absolutely loved about nursing.
Yeah.
I was actually sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck, to tell you the truth. Even though I was a nurse and make a good income, you expand your income and you live within your means. And sometimes that felt like I was always stretching that dollar. Living paycheck to paycheck. That's not a way to live. It really isn't. And I think we are kind of bred for that in our schools and everything else. You're just bred to be an employee. And I always kind of had the thought that I didn't want to be an employee. I was like, no, I have a creative mind. I'm going to think outside the box. And so as a nurse, I did work my tail end off, basically. I cared for my patients the best I could. And there were nurses around me that didn't. And like she said, basically you got paid the same amount as them or maybe even less. And that's just crazy. They overwork you as nurses. You never get to go to the restroom when you want. You have to hold it. I mean, I don't know if anybody can testify to that, but yes. You never got a lunch break, really. You have to scarf down your food. The stress is unbelievable. You get more patients than you can handle most days. And so it's just a lot. But it's that passion that drives us through it. It's the reason why we love it. We love to give. We love to give more than we have most days. So I actually saw the power in network marketing. And so I basically was looking for a company that I could put myself into, that I could be successful. They always say that if you have you can have the right product, the right timing, and the right people, the right company, then magic can happen. And that's exactly what I found and have found with Monat. I was just tired of being worn out, stressed out, having, always felt like I could do something bigger than what I was doing in my workplace. I always had that leadership skills, but never really wanted to be in management. I didn't want to mess with that. I mean, come on, it's just a lot of paperwork. I also had a feeling of guilt. I wanted to be at home with my kids. I have a 14-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And my 14-year-old, I mean, he's going to be out in 4 years. He's going to be in a zone. I felt like I didn't have much time with him. So I kind of always had that guilt that I want to be there during those crucial moments with them. I always wanted to help lead others and bless them. The coolest thing that I have found with Monat is my daughter is 7 years old, and she actually watches her mom day to day do this business. Now, that's something powerful, because the reason why I'm teaching her that she could be more than just an employee. She can actually live a life that she has planned by doing hard work, by doing things, by helping others, by instilling passion and motivation in others. I mean, she watches me do my live videos. She actually will do a live video. I mean, it's hilarious. It's the cutest thing, but that's the power of what this can do. I talk to her about goals. I talk to her about dreams. My kids, all of them know, Mom, did you hit director? Like, they knew what Mommy was going for, and they knew what it meant. It's huge. They knew it was that it was be life-changing. So what I've also found is the family that I have with Monat. See, I go to convention and people will come up to me all the time and go, oh my gosh, hi. And I feel like I'm not a celebrity, like, stop. But the family, if you reach out to someone, they'll help you. I don't care if you're in my downline, sideline, upline, downline. I don't care. I want Monat to be successful. So that's one of the things that I've definitely put out there is I want to help you. So if you reach out to me, I'm there for you. And that's what I found everywhere. I haven't not found that. So it's a sisterhood, and that's what I love. Especially with us nurses, you know, we kind of always, we kind of have that in common. So it's really awesome to find other nurses doing this. What I have found, for a skeptic person, okay, someone that doesn't believe, okay, here's the thing. You can actually go to school, pay whatever you pay, right? And then you have to pay that off. How many years does it take you to pay that off? It's like you're a slave to that you're getting an education for. It doesn't make sense to me. When I pay $99 or less than $600, right, to start a business that can actually reward me in many ways than not. It actually reward me in trips, a car that's paid for by the company. I get to become a woman that I never thought I could be. I mean, they've given me confidence and passion and things that you can't put money or price tag to. I actually get to pay off my debt and have money to do fun things. Like, we're going to Destin in a couple of days to do a beach vacation for 8 days. I mean, those are things that I would have never been able to do with my nursing job. So you can choose your hard. You can decide to do what you're doing right now. Choose your hard to say, okay, I'm going to work 40 years and for 40 hours a week and not have a lot of time. And then later on, when you're older and you're kind of actually tired and try to do the things you want to do, or you can choose your hard now and go against yourself, right? Because that's really who you're going against, yourself, and decide to do this for you and your family, and make it bigger than you. And I will tell you that this is different than I expected, but it's better than I imagined. Every single day. It's crazy. I've been up and I've been down, but I will tell you right now that if you hook in, if you do what is set ahead of you, the system that they've placed, it can happen for you. Duplication can happen, and you can go to the top of the company. And it's pretty incredible. So
that's actually a really good point when you're talking about that. What are you saying when you say that to people who don't understand what you're saying? When you're saying the duplication, right?
Right.
The system, not. I can do this. You don't have to tell me what to do, Jessica. I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
I can do this.
I mean, yeah. Basically, it comes down to the fact that in my nursing or any kind of job, obviously they tell you what to do. If you, as an employee, we always do what we're told, right? So you better listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. But no, it's the power of the numbers. If I teach you to do something and then you teach your team to do it, it's amazing what happens with that. It's the power of the moving wheel. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do what your upline says. Learn, be coachable, all those good things. So
I love like what you said, that it just really makes it simple. And when you talk about it, the school. Like the school system I mean, there's so many things that you made so many good points. You're a slave to that education. I mean, it's like you said, I'm actually curious of how many years it does take to pay off that without a job or like an opportunity like this.
A long time. I mean,
choosing your heart. That's so true. And I had a sort of sidebar question. So
yeah.
You guys don't go to the washroom very much, kind of like the certain hairdressers, right? Are there high bladder infections in that occupation? Sidebar?
Oh, I'm sure. And like, right? Surgeries on older nurses because their bladders are,
I can't believe that.
Think about that. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Your actual career, that's an amazing career of giving. And then you guys are the ones getting sick.
And I actually didn't say something. I actually walked away from my nursing job 2 months ago. I was working PRN and I actually was able to walk away from my full-time nursing. And I make a lot more than I made as a nurse. And it's so much more relaxing and fun. So
since you are an associate executive director, can you give us an idea of the income you can make versus a nurse?
As a nurse,
sort of numbers-ish, I guess, whatever.
No, I will tell you at times, and these nurses kind of know, and a nurse will know, I mean, kind of where it's at, but I will say that I make 6 times what I made as a full-time nurse.
That almost made me spit my coffee out. That's incredible. That really is incredible. It's like, oh my gosh, that's incredible.
And the thing about it that is amazing about this is, yeah, you can have a lot of money made as a nurse, right? You stress yourself out. But here's the thing. You can't help other people do that, can you? You can't do the job for them. But with this system, I have people on my team making money, making 5 figures, right? I mean, making 4 figures. I mean, by doing this. So that's what's crazy. I can give this blessing to others besides just having it for myself. That's what's crazy awesome about it.
It's really awesome. And I love your whole point of being able to have a vehicle that allows you to become the woman you never thought you could ever be.
Yes,
that's incredible. That's so empowering. I personally feel that too, but I can just see it on everybody who's in this company who really works the system. Ain't no magic ride. You got to work it. Like you say, you got to work hard. It really does. It's so rewarding. Like you say, and all of you probably get messages every day from happy people that you have just by sharing, right? And I like how you said about how your children are watching you, because that's really true. A lot of us have kids, so. Oh my goodness, that is pretty much it. I mean, if anybody has anything else to add, I'm just gonna unmute everybody. But I just want to thank you, Jessica, serious inspiration. And on a sidebar, I have watched your video on the nurses as well. So you're awesome too. You're all awesome.
You're awesome.
You're awesome. And I just point about when you said it's a sisterhood, there actually are a lot of guys joining and male nurses.
Well, yes. Yes, there is. I saw your video on that.
There's a lot of guys joining the company now. So thank you all, powerful women, for joining this call. Seriously, I don't know. You're going to help a lot of people by just doing this. The ripple effect is huge. So thank you again. I'm going to post this up. And for all those people that are watching, please go back to the person who sent you this video. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye, ladies. Nice meeting you.